Okay guys, it's finally here guys. I can't believe it, but I'm finally gonna be learning Polish today guys. So I'm not gonna lie, this is going to be an interesting video guys. I'm not gonna lie, this is apparently this video right here that teaches how people teaches people how to learn Polish in under 30 minutes. It's got 1.1 million views, so I think this woman knows what she's doing. So we're gonna find out, see how it goes. I'm gonna try and pronounce everything as good as I possibly can. And yeah guys, I need you guys to give me all your feedback in the comments as well on how I'm going and whether I'm getting the hang of this language or not. And make sure you check out all my other previous Polish videos as well guys. Playlist is in the description down below. But without further ado, let's get into it guys, shall we?
Welcome to PolishPod101.com's Polski w 3 minuty. The fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Polish.
Okay.
Cześć, jestem Joanna. Miło Cię poznać. Hi, I'm Joanna. Nice to meet you.
Joanna.
In this series,
So in Polish it's Joanna, but in English it's called Joanna. But okay, I'll keep that in mind. So the J in Polish is a Y. I'll keep that in mind.
we're going to learn basic Polish expressions. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes.
All right.
In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Polish. We'll start speaking right away. But first, it's important to clarify that in Polish often there is a difference between formal and informal language. Let's first see how Polish people introduce themselves in an informal situation. Cześć, jestem Joanna.
Cześć,
Hi,
jestem Joanna.
I'm Joanna.
Alright guys, cześć. Cześć, jestem NoCapBarnz. Barnes NoCap, Barnes 23. I think I'm getting the hang of it already guys. Cześć, that's what I'm gonna say from now on at the beginning of every Polish video I'm doing from now on guys.
Cześć,
Cześć.
jestem Joanna.
Jestem.
Miło mi Cię poznać means
Whoa,
nice to meet you.
whoa, slow down. Hold on. This one here is a little bit tricky. Hang on. What did she say?
Joanna. Miło mi Cię poznać means nice to meet you.
Miło mi Cię poznać. Miło mi Cię poznać. I don't know. Hey, that one's a bit more trickier. Hang on, let's see what she says.
But Polish people don't really use this phrase.
Okay.
In informal situations, it's better if you just say miło mi.
Miło
Start
mi.
by saying cześć, jestem, then say your name. Cześć,
Cześć, jestem NoCapBarnz. Alright? I think that's a good start, guys. I think I'm gonna say that I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try saying that more regularly in these videos. Cześć, jestem NoCapBarnz.
jestem Joanna. Finally, if you
Jestem
want,
Joanna.
say miło mi. Cześć, jestem Joanna. Miło mi. And now
Cześć, jestem NoCapBarnz. Miło mi. Miło mi. Okay. I'm getting the hang of it, guys. I'm getting the hang of it.
Now, let's see the same sentence in formal speech.
Right.
Dzień dobry. Nazywam się Joanna Suchecka. Miło mi Pana poznać.
Whoa,
Good day.
slow down. Dzień dobry. Nazywam się Joanna Suchecka. Miło mi Pana poznać. Okay. So, dzień dobry. Okay. So, I'm assuming good means dzień and dobry means day. Alright, I think that might be a good place to, that might be a good way to go, guys. So, dzień dobry. Well, we'll run that back again.
My name is Joanna Suchecka. Nice to meet you. Dzień dobry.
Dzień
Nazywam
dobry.
się Joanna Suchecka.
Run that back.
Dobry. Nazywam się
Nazywam się Nazywam się. Nazywam się. Gee, what is that letter there? That is so weird. That letter with the E at the bottom. She's pronouncing it as a się. As a się. Wow, okay. Okay, guys. I'm in trouble right now, I'm not gonna lie. This language is messed up already, guys. I'm not gonna lie. So there's more than one way to say the E in Polish. Wow, okay, this language is gonna be difficult. Wow, I thought I was getting the hang of it until she brought this in. Oh my god.
Joanna Suchecka. Miło mi pana poznać.
Miło mi pana poznać. Miło mi pana poznać. Okay, that one I think I can get the hang of. So dzień dobry. That's it. That's it. I think we got the hang of that.
This is what you say if you're talking to a man. If you're talking to a woman, say dzień dobry. Nazywam się Joanna Suchecka. Miło mi panią poznać.
What's the
Dzień
difference?
dobry. Nazywam się Joanna Suchecka. Miło mi panią poznać.
Okay.
So what has changed from the previous introduction?
So they have different his and hers like sentences as well. Like I'm not gonna lie, in many languages I've found other than English, they have ways of addressing sentences between genders. But in English we don't have that. Everyone is just the same, you know? Like it's very interesting how other languages operate like this. So yeah, that's why I think one of the things that makes it difficult when you speak English to learn other languages, because you have to learn the way you say it from a female to when talking to a female or a male. And yeah, this can get really confusing sometimes.
Let's take a close look at these expressions together. Cześć has been substituted with the formal greeting dzień dobry, Polish for good day or good morning.
Okay.
Jestem Joanna also changed. Jestem simply means I am. However, during a formal self-introduction, you should avoid saying this. It's better to say nazywam się Joanna Suchecka, which means my name is Joanna Suchecka.
Okay.
Also, in formal situations, please remember to say your full name. Finally, pay attention to the ending.
Okay.
We went from miło cię poznać to miło mi pana or panią poznać.
Okay.
We changed
Okay.
cię into pana or panią. If you use cię, you're addressing someone around your age. But if you find yourself in a formal situation or talk to a person who's older than you, use pana to
Okay.
address a man or panią to address a woman.
Okay.
One more time. The informal way to introduce yourself in Polish is cześć.
Cześć.
Jestem Joanna.
Okay.
Miło mi. The formal way to introduce yourself is dzień dobry. Nazywam się Joanna Suchecka. Miło mi pana poznać. Or
Okay.
dzień dobry. Nazywam się Joanna Suchecka. Miło mi panią poznać. Now it's time for Joanna's insights.
Okay.
Joanna Suchecka.
Run that back. Okay, so just to recap. So cześć, jestem Joanna, miło mi. But in this case, jestem NoCapBarnz. Like, I'm a little bit familiar with some of these words, guys, after doing a lot of Polish reactions to their music. So yeah, some of these words are a little bit familiar. I know jestem. I didn't know what it meant, but I heard that word used a lot in a lot of the songs I reacted to. But yeah, definitely up there, that formal greeting. I'm completely unaware of that, but it's nice to know that now. I feel like I'm already getting the hang of it. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It's getting there. I feel like I might be getting fluent by the end of this video.
Miło mi panią poznać. Now it's time for Joanna's insights. If you feel confused about the nice to meet you part, feel free to skip it. As I mentioned before, Polish people don't use it much.
Okay.
When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands. It doesn't matter whether you're meeting a man or a woman. Do the handshake.
Gotcha.
Remember to make it quite firm. If
Gotcha.
your hand is too loose, it gives the other person a bad impression.
Okay.
We also say it feels like holding a dead fish. That's it for this lesson. In the last lesson, we learned how to introduce ourselves in Polish. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to use good manners as we thank people.
Okay.
Gotowi? Are you ready?
Gotowi.
Let's start.
Okay.
There are two ways to thank someone. Let's start with the easiest one. It's just one word. Dziękuję.
Dziękuję.
Dziękuję. Dziękuję means thank you. When saying thank you very much,
Dziękuję. So the pronunciation of that E with the curve underneath is on. Like dziękuję. Wait, hold on. Let me say that one more time.
dziękuję means
Dzień. So it's like an N sound. Dziękuję. Dziękuję. Yeah, that one there is a little bit more difficult to pronounce, but yeah, so I think I got the hang with the dziękuję. Dziękuję. Something along those lines. Wow, this language is tough. Okay.
means thank you. When saying thank you very much, you just need to add bardzo.
Bardzo.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Dziękuję bardzo.
If we want to thank a friend, usually we use a different, more casual word. Dzięki.
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 Dzięki is very similar to the English thanks. So you shouldn't use it when your friend did something especially nice for you or when the situation is serious.
Okay.
We usually use it to thank for small favors. For example, if a friend bought a drink for us, lent us a pen, helped us carry our bags, and so on. How do you answer? It's easy. Here are two different ways to do it. The first is nie ma za co.
Nie ma za
Nie
co.
ma za co.
Nie
This
za
means
co.
you're welcome. Nie ma za co can be used with
So the C in Polish by itself is pronounced as a C and not a C. Okay. Because yeah, I mean, North English pronounces the C in some of those words, but it sounded a bit weird. So the C is pronounced as a C. So nie ma za co. Nie ma za co. Nie ma za co. Okay. I'm getting it.
anybody, except in a very formal situation. In such cases, it's better to use this expression. Przyjemność po mojej stronie.
Whoa.
Przyjemność po mojej stronie.
Whoa. Hey, relax. I went from 0 to 100 too quickly. Guys, I think the best way to describe Polish for me right now is this language for an English speaker like me who speaks Australian English or Queen's English almost. This looks like a Wi-Fi password, guys. I'm gonna just be real with you guys. This looks like something. It looks like a password that Google would suggest you when you're trying to type a password onto one of your subscription accounts or something. Like that's what it's looking like to me, guys. Like, what the hell? This word just came out of nowhere. There's like so many consonants in there. There's very few vowels. There's only 2 vowels in there, but apparently that actually makes sense. Like, hold on. Przyjemność po mojej stronie. Let me hear how she says it one more time.
In such cases, it's better to use this expression. Przyjemność po mojej stronie.
Whoa.
Przyjemność
Przyjemność
po mojej
mojej
stronie.
stronie.
Literally, this phrase means pleasure is on my side. It's not
That's
a very
crazy.
common thing to say among young people or between friends and family members. But it will be considered very good manners if you answer with this expression in a formal situation, such as while talking to your boss or speaking to someone much older than you. You can also simply say it to someone you don't know very well. So when someone says dziękuję to you, you can reply with nie ma za co or przyjemność po mojej stronie.
Okay.
If you hear dzięki, it might be a bit too much to respond to this casual phrase by saying nie ma za co or przyjemność po mojej stronie.
Okay.
So how might you react then? You have two options. First one is just to say nothing. Don't worry, it's a normal thing to do.
Okay.
The second option is to say spoko.
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 Okay.
This
Okay, I think that's probably the simplest Polish word I think we've come across so far. Well, then maybe other than jestem, I think spoko might be the most memorable one. Wow. Okay. So it's not too deep. It's only a little bit difficult sometimes. It's not too bad right now. Okay, but yeah, I like the way this girl explains this. Explains it really. I feel like she's really like explaining it like good, like in terms of how it's practically used, and not just telling you like what it is and how you say it. Like she's actually applying it to like actual uses and how which situations you actually would say these things. So I like it. I can see why she's a very this video has got a lot of views about it. I'm feeling like I'm learning a lot of Polish already, and it's only been 6 minutes.
It means something like it's cool. If you want, you can also answer using this phrase. Nie ma problemu.
Nie ma problemu.
Nie ma
Nie
problemu.
ma problemu.
This means it's no problem. Now it's time for Joanna's insights. If you want to keep it simple,
Nie ma
just
problemu.
use dziękuję or dziękuję bardzo.
You know what, guys? I feel like problem is one of those words that's pretty similar across every language that I think I've seen. So in Spanish it's problema, in French it's problem, in Dutch it's problem, in Italy it's problemo, like, and then in Polish it's problemu. Like, I feel like that's one of the few English words I think no matter which country you're in, problem I think translates to everyone can understand that word no matter where you come from. But yeah, it's interesting. That's probably one of the simplest Polish words I've learned too.
So when you want to thank someone, it doesn't matter whether the situation is formal or informal. It's always the same. Remember not to say przyjemność po mojej stronie to your friends, because it will sound a little bit weird.
Okay.
If someone thanks you saying dzięki, just answer spoko. But please note that these two words are very casual.
Okay.
In the last lesson, we learned how to thank people by saying dziękuję. In this lesson, we will learn some of the most common greetings used in Poland. Gotowi? Are you ready? Zaczynamy.
Gotowi.
Let's start.
Okay.
There are a few informal greetings in Polish.
All right,
Cześć.
let's Cześć.
Cześć. Cześć means hi or hello. Another informal greeting is siema.
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 This phrase also means hi, but it's used only by
Siema.
young people. Another very common greeting is hey. Hey.
Okay.
Hey. Hey is very easy because it's exactly the same as English hey.
Okay.
All these greetings are very informal, and we should only use them with friends or close relatives. Now let's move on to formal greetings in Polish.
Alrighty.
There are only two that you need to know. We'll start with dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień
Literally, dzień dobry means good day. We can use dzień dobry during the whole day, from early morning until evening. If it's the evening, we would say dobry wieczór. Dobry
wieczór.
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 What should you say when you leave?
Roundabout.
Dobry wieczór. Dobry wieczór.
Wieczór. Okay, so dobry means good. Okay, but wait, hang on. So
Evening, we would say dobry wieczór.
So for some reason, dobry when it's good day is at the end of the sentence. So how do you say dzień dobry means is reversed when you're talking about good evening. So here she says dobry wieczór as good evening. I'm confused. So why is dobry at the start of the phrase in one word in one of them and then at the end in the other one? Guys, I'm not too sure what's the difference. Why can't they say wieczór dobry instead? I'm confused, guys.
Dobry wieczór. What should you say when you leave? Polish people usually say do widzenia when
Do
living in a
widzenia.
formal situation. Do widzenia.
Do widzenia.
Do widzenia means goodbye. If, however, we are saying goodbye to friends or relatives, we can use the informal papa,
Papa.
pa, or simply pa.
Pa.
Now you can
Okay.
greet people and say goodbye in many different ways in Polish. Let's review them all again.
Let's do it.
First, formal greetings. Dzień dobry. Use this phrase during the day. Dobry wieczór. Use this phrase in the evening. The informal greetings are cześć,
Cześć.
siema,
Siema.
hej.
Hey.
When living in a formal situation, we say do widzenia.
Do widzenia.
And in an informal situation, it's papa or just
Papa.
pa. Easy, isn't it? Now it's time
I'm
for
gonna remember
Joanna's
this.
insights. Do you remember siema? It's an abbreviation of jak się masz. which means how are you? But we just use it in the same way as hi. It's a very common greeting among young people. You will find, as you continue to study Polish, that new greetings constantly appear among young people who often come up with new uses for well-known phrases or their abbreviations.
Interesting.
In the last lesson, we learned most common forms of greetings in Poland. Do you remember them? In this lesson, we're going to learn a very useful phrase. Do you speak English? If you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver.
Oh.
And because you're asking it in Polish, you can be sure that everyone will understand what you are saying, even if their answer is no. Here's an informal way to say it. Czy mówisz po angielsku? Czy mówisz po angielsku?
Angielsku.
Czy is a particle which has no meaning. It's similar to the English do. In Polish, verbs change depending on the pronoun that is used.
Okay.
Since you can understand what the pronoun is by looking at the verb conjugation, we usually skip the pronoun
I want to say, guys, let me just fix these headphones for a sec. They're acting up a little bit on me.
itself. That's why there's no pronoun after czy.
Okay.
Next, we've got the verb mówisz, which means speak. Then there's po, which we always have to put right before a language name.
Okay.
And finally, angielsku, which means
Angielsku.
English. We're now going to make this sentence formal. First of all, we have to change mówisz into mówi,
Okay.
because the pronoun is changed from you into a respectful pronoun meaning sir or ma'am. Then we add pan, which means sir, or pani, which means
okay.
ma'am. Everything else stays the same. Czy mówi pan po angielsku?
Czy mówi
Czy
pan
mówi pani po angielsku? Czy mówi pan po angielsku?
Czy mówi.
Czy
So there's more than one way to say the O. So there's the O and then there's the U. Okay. Czy mówi pan po angielsku? Okay, okay. Angielsku. So I'll say it angielsku. See, that's a weird way to say English. Okay.
mówi pani po angielsku? Adding przepraszam, excuse me, makes the sentence more polite.
Wait, hold on. That one lost me. Wait.
Przepraszam,
Przepraszam.
excuse me, makes the sentence
Przepraszam.
more polite. Przepraszam, czy mówi pan po angielsku?
Okay.
Przepraszam, czy mówi pani po angielsku?
Okay.
The response you will receive could be one of these four. Tak,
Tak.
yes, tak,
Tak. Okay.
trochę,
Easy.
a little,
What was that?
tak, trochę.
Trochę. So that CH there, is that like quiet? Is that supposed to be like a silent part of the language of Polish? Let me know, guys. Let me know, because this Polish alphabet is really interesting to me, guys. Like I'm seeing at least a different version of all the consonants compared to. It's like there's an extra 5 or 6 letters in the Polish alphabet that are not accounted for. But wow, okay, this, yeah. So the actual informal words that she's talking about, I think they're fairly easy, but it's the formal stuff that's really blowing my mind. Like I'm like, wow, okay, that is a little, that's a lot. Like, but I'm not gonna lie, she's teaching it really good, guys. I like the way she's teaching. By the end of this video, I should be able to say the basics pretty good. I'll do a little demonstration as well. Smash the like button if you love it as well.
A little, trochę,
Trochę.
nie,
Nie.
no,
No.
nie,
Nie.
nie. Nie
Nie.
mówię po angielsku. No,
Nie.
I don't speak
Nie
English.
mówi. Nie mówi. What did she say?
Nie mówię po angielsku.
Nie mówię po angielsku. But she's pronouncing that E on the mówię. I don't understand it. That one's a little bit difficult to pronounce. Yeah, I'm not too sure how to pronounce that one properly. So nie mówię po angielsku. Fuck.
No, I don't speak English. Nie. Nie mówię po angielsku. Since the last one is a negative statement, we need to say nie before the verb mówię. Notice also that the verb is slightly different than before. Remember, the verb changes depending on the pronoun used. We are now talking about ourselves, so the sentence is nie mówię po angielsku.
Nie mówię.
Now it's time for Joanna's insights. For those of you who are not only English speakers, you can obviously use this question with any language you need. Polish people study other European languages at school, so maybe you will get lucky. Just substitute po angielsku with po niemiecku for German, po rosyjsku for Russian, po włosku for Italian,
po włosku. It's like that L that I'm seeing there with the dash, like a war. Włosku. Po włosku, po rosyjsku, po niemiecku. Jeez, that's next level. Oh my goodness.
Po hiszpańsku for Spanish.
Okay.
Po francusku for French.
Okay.
Today we mentioned the
is like with a Q on the end of it. Hiszpańsku, włosku. Okay, so the Q, that's like the key indicator on all of them. Okay, that makes sense. I'm seeing the pattern now.
Po francusku for French. Today we mentioned the expression przepraszam. But did you know that this could also be used as an apology? In the next lesson, we will learn this and other ways to apologize in Polish.
Okay.
It's never too late to show your good manners with Polish people.
Want to get cheat sheets, audiobooks, lessons, apps, and much more every month for free? Just click the link in the description.
I'm impressed so far with all of this, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like she's definitely explaining things super clearly. I'm feeling like I'm getting more, like, I feel like I'm digesting this information a lot easier than it would be just in a regular classroom. I feel like if I watch this maybe 2 or 3 times more, I think I'll be pretty fluent, guys. Hey, I think I'm starting to get a good idea of the language. Polish it's intimidating, but it's not as intimidating as probably it looks like initially. It just requires, just a little bit of focus on some of those key letters, because there is a lot of little characters in there that are much different, that English speakers have no idea about. So I'm definitely feeling good. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm definitely starting to see better now how it sounds, but I've still got a long way to go still. I might give up at some point in this video if this is just too much for me right now.
Description to get your free language gifts of the month.
In the last lesson, we learned the phrase przepraszam. Czy mówisz po angielsku? Excuse me, do you speak English? We mentioned the word przepraszam, which means excuse me. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to apologize in Polish. It's very easy. First of all, good news. We don't differentiate between I'm sorry and
Wow, guys. Wow, guys. What? That Polish language is insane. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That language, for an English speaker like myself, that is something else, guys. I don't know how else to put it. That language is messed up. It is beyond what I even expected. Like, after a few times, I got familiar with some of the pronunciation stuff, but I think I still need to do a deeper dive into like the actual alphabet and how all those letters individually sound like before I'll understand the words a bit better. But this girl, she did a really good job. Joanna, sorry. She did a really good job in getting across her points. The video cut out, guys, when I was the camera died when I was recording, so the video got cut a bit short, but I watched the rest of the video as well, guys, and it was really it's really good how, you know, she's able to, you know, explain the words and also explain how they're used in daily, everyday situations. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I feel pretty good watching that now. I'm not gonna lie, I feel really good after, you know, getting a glimpse of just how the Polish language sounds like. So let me know in the comments, as per usual, if you want to see more of this going forward. Let me know in the comments. I greatly appreciate it, guys. If you love this video and you watched it over to the end, I greatly appreciate your support, guys. It means the world to me, and it also helps us continue growing this channel so more of you guys can discover who NoCapBarnz is. So let me know everything, as per usual. Don't forget to subscribe if you love this and you want to see more, and check out all my other Polish reactions in the link down below. So without further ado, guys, we'll see you back here again for another reaction. Boom!